All right, looks like we're live. Hello and welcome everybody. Hello, I'm Sunny Sanger from MakeSoil. MakeSoil is a non-profit online platform that matches soil makers, people who compost, with nearby soil supporters, people who contribute scraps. Because this is the one thing we can all do right now on a daily basis that, one, unplugs us from the matrix and plugs us back into the true magic of nature. Two, reverses climate change by capturing carbon and reducing emissions. Three, creates the soil we need for everyone to become surrounded by food-producing gardens. And four, gets local people working together to make our neighborhoods more resilient. So today we're joined by Derek Bryant, who is a soil maker in California, who is running several soil sites. Here he is. And is gardening as well. So he's got a soil site at his place where he lives. And then he's also running 2 soil sites at community gardens. So Derek, welcome, and please let people know what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Sonny. I am an urban agriculturalist, and I really got into growing plants for mental health. It was I got into it when I was in a low place, and then the rewards that I got from gardening for my mental and emotional state really helped. But then things really changed into a soil passion because I realized that you have to go to the source, and if you can build soil, then your food production will be better. The health of your food will be better. And plus, creating soil is just fascinating. So I do it for work, for the city of Santa Clara that I work at, and I do it for hobby. And I spend most of my time doing it. Why I do it is because, first of all, I live in an urban area. I live in a suburban area where we have lost the connection with nature. I also live in the Silicon Valley, which used to be called the Valley of Heart's Delight, which is a huge agricultural hub for a long time, and not that too far removed from where we are now. With the computer chip and how things have advanced here has been very fast, but only 20 years ago, where Google was, there were fields. And so I want to bring people back to connecting with their food. And mostly I want to show people who look like me and live in urban areas like me that you don't have to throw away your food and you don't have to buy food from the grocery store. You could grow your medicine and you can build soil in your own backyard and, cut back on the waste and all the other benefits that come with the alchemy of creating your own soil.
Nice. Yes. Great. So we're going to show some of your soil sites for people who perhaps haven't seen them or haven't seen the MakeSoil site. So this is Northside Neighborhood, I think, where you are now.
Yikes. I have upgraded that picture, by the way. I've definitely upgraded my site, but yes.
Yeah. It's it's all, things are always in evolution. One thing is just getting people started. Like it can look not beautiful at the start, but it's so much better than the alternative.
That's right.
So that's Northside Neighborhood. I'm also going to show the 2 other ones you run, which are public sites at community gardens, right?
That's right. Also, all those, probably the photos you see on the page need to be updated because I'm continually upgrading the site to take in more food, take in more yard waste, and process it faster. So yeah, this is the one at Cesar Chavez Garden in Milpitas, a community garden where the city comes and hauls the weeds out and they haul the yard waste out. And so I had to create a space where we can kind of make soil right there on site.
Amazing. And now I'm just going to show the last as well, which is Eddie Souza Park. One moment while I get that up.
Eddie Souza Park's great. It gets a lot of foot traffic because it's a brand new park in the city. As you mentioned, I have a flyer there, and people in apartments are always hitting me up talking about, hey, how can I contribute to your soil site? And I give them a lot of coaching. First, I encourage them to do it in their own backyard. And if they can't, then I show them the ropes. I have volunteers there. Maybe we'll get into that, but yeah, it's great.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's something we see a lot in Dubai, actually, where there happen to be a lot of soil sites on MakeSoil, is that people in apartments so need this service. There's people in apartments who are making compost like bokashi inside, and they have compost, they want to give it away because they don't have space to actually use it. So they're trying to give the compost to people in villas who can use it. And you've also got plenty of people who are in apartments who want to give their scraps to a soil maker with some space. And so, yeah, these community garden sites are really important. We're seeing that a lot. Okay, and so I may as well actually, while we're on Eddie Souza, I could show people the poster that you have put up there, which has been reeling in the customers. And so for those that don't know, this poster is a customized soil site poster that is available to every soil maker who registers their soil site on MakeSoil.org. So you can download that for free. You can laminate it if you need to, print it up. And the idea is to put it somewhere visible so that this turns visitors and passersby into soil supporters who can be bringing you scraps that you can be turning into soil. So I know, Derek, that you've had like a couple of people walking their dogs in the park who have seen this and have since ended up contributing their scraps, right?
Yes, they have. And they're really excited about the opportunity. And then I convert them into volunteers so that they can actually get into the process. See, it's not just about putting your food in a bin, honestly. I really feel that getting engaged with how that soil is made by turning it and watering it and watching that transformation go from a leaf to a handful of soil is transformational, I think, in your connection with the earth, because you're literally creating earth. And when I can get people to experience that, to smell the soil, to see the life that happens in a handful of soil, it really glues the connection that they're trying to make, and most people do that through plants. But if you can do that through the roots, through the source, I believe it draws people in even further.
Yeah, no, I so love that you're doing that. It's something we really try and emphasize to all the soil makers out there is, try not to just have people drop off scraps. That's better than the alternative. But even better, what you're doing is immerse them in the experience, get their hands in it, smelling it, because it's kind of like the visceral experience is what reprograms you for what we call earth empathy, which is exactly what you're talking about.
I like that. Hey, listen, I would eat the soil if if I could. It probably wouldn't hurt me, but
Yeah. Well, my daughter,
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. No, I've heard people do it, and my daughter is 20 months old. Like, we've had to stop her from eating soil quite a few times.
It smells good.
Yeah.
You're doing it right.
Yeah. So, Derek, I also wanted to talk to you about this kind of stunt you pulled off. So I'm gonna show people what you posted on Nextdoor. So Nextdoor.com, for those that don't know, is like a sort of local neighborhood site where you can post stuff. And so, yeah, check out this post that Derek put on Nextdoor. Protect your pumpkins. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's almost February. If you still have pumpkins on your porch, I'm snatching them. It's for the good of the neighborhood. You're welcome. So please tell us, Derek, like what gave you this idea, what you did and how it went, what the response was.
Well, if you don't know, pumpkins are like my favorite input into a compost pile. The way they break down, they add that moisture. The worms and bugs love them. They get moldy real fast, and they activate a compost pile. And in my neighborhood, we had pumpkins on porches all the way in February, right? And so I put out this post, and as you see, 90 comments, 92 likes. I created a stir. I do like to bring a little bit of controversy into these social media sites, a little bit, something to debate about. And people had a lot to say about, Yes, I agree with you, Derek, because
Mm.
it's out of season. And a lot of people thought I was collecting pumpkins to make pies or something. And so to have that conversation, people would ask, what are you doing with my pumpkins?
Mm.
I say, I'm composting them. And it was just amazing. The comments I would get were they're saving their pumpkins on their porch for an experiment for their kids to rot.
Mm.
Others were actually going to feed them to their worms.
Yeah.
But I ended up collecting probably about 50 pumpkins from all over my neighborhood. And I'm even going to organize a bigger pumpkin drop off next year
Mm.
with a few of my neighbors as a result of that. For those who want to make pies or for my purposes of composting. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of gotten me a little famous around the neighborhood now. When people see me, they go, "Hey, are you the pumpkin guy?" It's not
Yeah.
great. It's not great to think about someone coming up on your porch and stealing pumpkins,
Yeah.
but when you kind of tease those fears in people,
Mm.
they really got to react. And I had some really great conversations and introduced hundreds of people to composting.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's such a powerful tip. I think maybe like when Halloween is coming around next time, we'll do another special feature on it to remind people and see if we can make it a global phenomenon.
Yeah, I know that's a very American thing, pumpkins and Halloween and stuff. But hey,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe in MakeSoil that you guys can, whatever you guys push out, the world will follow. So yes, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Well, they certainly do it in England. I know that for sure. And I
Oh,
think
good.
it's like, yeah, it's definitely some European places, but yeah, England, like even I used to do it.
I mean, these pumpkins could be such a waste, carving them, putting them on your
Totally.
porch. But if you're composting them, it's not waste at all. And that's why we do this work, right?
Yeah, totally. And we used to get pumpkin every year when I was a kid. And yeah, I'm absolutely sure they never composted it. It would have gone straight in the trash, straight to a landfill somewhere. Carted off several miles. So this was someone that brought some pumpkins to your site, right?
She did, and was very happy to do so. You know, what I do when someone brings a pumpkin to the site, they try to hand it to me, and I say, no, no, no. Walk it over there, put it way over your head, and smash that pumpkin onto the ground. And they have so much fun doing it. You know, it's a release of energy.
Yeah.
And it's the way, again, to engage people into this work, which people may think is dirty, but it's very, very fascinating when you see the end result. You got to be patient, but when you see the end result, you're hooked.
Totally. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sharing that story with us, Derek, and your general story. And let's hope that it inspires people to take action. To remind you some of those actions that you can take with us. Number one, go to MakeSoil.org and either find a soil site near you or start your own. Number two, share this video on your personal page and any groups you're in, so that more people can see it. Number three, contribute your skills. Especially if you're a developer or a designer, please contact us. And number four, if you're able to make a donation so that we can more rapidly mobilize everyone to get involved with this. So thanks for watching. Thanks so much for joining us, Derek.
That was nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
everybody. Make soil.
Make soil. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Derek.
Peace.
Bye.